Oscar Piastri touches down in Qatar carrying an attitude that has steadily shifted all season, one that signals he is no longer willing to simply follow directions that repeatedly leave him at a disadvantage. After a run of situations that have consistently placed him on the wrong end of key decisions, his patience with both stewarding inconsistencies and internal team outcomes appears to be wearing thin. The 10-second penalty at Interlagos, widely criticized as overly severe, followed by the first-lap clash with Liam Lawson in Las Vegas that resulted in no sanction, has only strengthened the belief that circumstances outside his control have repeatedly worked against him. Alongside this, a noticeable drop in form since Monza and Jos Verstappen's public claim that the two McLaren's are behaving differently on track have added to the feeling that Piastri's season has been disrupted in ways statistics alone fail to show. Then came the turning point. The double disqualification in Las Vegas for excessive plank wear, an ordeal that erased a valuable result that should have reduced his deficit to Norris. Even as McLaren proudly maintains its philosophy of equal racing and no team orders, the reality is that several critical strategy moments throughout the year have, intentionally or not, hurt one driver more than the other. For Piastri, Qatar arrives with an entirely different meaning. His track record at Lusail is stronger than Norris's, with standout performances in both 2023 and 2024, and analysts like Jamie Chadwick already believe the circuit's nature plays directly into his strengths. With the championship still mathematically alive, back-to-back victories remain possible, making Qatar his clearest chance to turn the pressure back on. The question is whether this will be the weekend where Piastri signals, quietly but firmly, that he will no longer accept choices that place him behind. And if tensions rise within the garage, McLaren will be forced to confront how it manages two drivers still locked in a genuine title fight. The starting point for the Qatar weekend is a championship picture that was entirely rewritten by the Las Vegas disqualification. Norris leads with 390 points, while Piastri and Max Verstappen sit level on 366. Without the DSQ, Norris would have arrived with a 30-point advantage. Instead, the gap is 24, creating far more volatility in the final two rounds. Ironically, the Las Vegas penalty helped Piastri more than it hurt him. Had the original results stood, the gap between him and Norris would have stretched even further. Now Piastri arrives with a slim but realistic opportunity to push the fight all the way to Abu Dhabi. But to understand why he might resist any suggestion of team orders this weekend, you must look at the buildup of incidents across the year. His frustrations did not begin in Vegas. They have accumulated slowly, shaped by moments stretching back months. The Interlagos penalty remains one of the most debated calls of the season. Piastri attempted a move on Kimi Antonelli, was judged wholly at fault, and was handed a 10-second penalty that dropped him out of a likely podium. Even within the paddock, many believe the sanction was excessive. Piastri's afterward comment, saying he wouldn't even try to make sense of the inconsistencies, hinted at what was to come. That attitude resurfaced in Las Vegas after Lawson clipped him at turn 1 and the stewards deemed no penalty necessary, arguing Lawson had been taking evasive action. Again, Piastri avoided attacking the decision but pointed toward the upcoming drivers' meeting in Qatar, saying the racing guidelines needed clarity and some tweaking. He added that some drivers were gaming the rules, a statement subtle but pointed. This forms a picture of a driver who isn't lashing out, but one who has recognized the repetition of patterns that have cost him momentum, points, and confidence. Stewarding isn't the only aspect shaping his season. McLaren's own race operations have also produced several key moments that ultimately favored Norris, even if unintentionally. In Hungary, a poor launch left Norris off sequence, and the team allowed him to diverge strategy while Piastri, who had been in a stronger early position, was left defending on older tires. At Monza, a shuffle and pit stop choreography, combined with a slower stop for Norris, resulted in Piastri being ordered to return a position he had legitimately earned on track. In Singapore, Norris forced his way past at the opening corners, nudging wheels and prompting Piastri to radio the now famous, "Are we cool with Lando just barging me out of the way?" In Austin, the two collided in the sprint after Piastri attempted a cutback at turn 1. All these situations were addressed internally, and Andrea Stella repeatedly emphasized the team's values of transparency and fairness. Stella insists McLaren's structure is built to give both drivers equal opportunity to race, without favoritism, and publicly both drivers seem aligned with that philosophy. Yet from Piastri's perspective, the combined effect of these outcomes forms the foundation for why he would reject team orders at a track where he has historically outperformed Norris. Jamie Chadwick's analysis deepens that idea. She highlighted how Qatar and Las Vegas could not be more different in grip, tire behavior, or track evolution, and that the characteristics of Lusail naturally lean toward Piastri's driving style. She also noted Piastri's back-to-back advantages over Norris at this circuit in 2023 and 2024, facts that carry real weight as the championship reaches its conclusion. Then there is the added complication from Jos Verstappen, who claimed he observed an obvious difference in how the McLarens behaved on track, suggesting one appeared more stable while the other slid more. His remarks fed speculation about Piastri's performance dip and whether something fundamental was affecting his side of the garage. Whether or not the assessment was accurate, the comment became another talking point in a title fight already brimming with tension. Jos didn't stop there. He criticized McLaren's Vegas setup, calling it a huge misjudgment, and questioned why the team ran the cars so low on a harsh, high-speed street track. All of this turns Qatar into a potential reset point, technically and mentally, for Piastri. His calm, controlled public responses mask a season in which he has repeatedly absorbed outcomes that chipped away at his advantage. Just months ago, when he led the standings by 34 points after Zandvoort, he would have been the logical choice for team support if McLaren had chosen to intervene. But McLaren refused to choose a side, not out of bias, but because Zak Brown and Andrea Stella insist that equal treatment is the only acceptable approach. Brown has said repeatedly, "We're playing offense, not defense. We don't do favorites. We're racers and we race." The problem is that while the structure protects both drivers in theory, in practice Piastri has taken the brunt of operational errors, stewarding calls, and unpredictable racing dynamics. Meanwhile, Norris has built a season around consistency and maximizing opportunities without any wrongdoing. Yet the perception persists that Piastri has spent more weekends recovering from setbacks than building momentum. Qatar, meanwhile, cannot mathematically decide the title unless Norris outscores both rivals by 2 points across the weekend and finishes the Grand Prix at least 26 ahead. Verstappen, despite his resurgence, still needs results to fall his way perfectly. Piastri, however, can still win the championship if he claims maximum points in Qatar and Abu Dhabi, while Norris and Verstappen finish in specific combinations. In that environment, expecting Piastri to sacrifice his own chances to preserve Norris's advantage simply doesn't fit the season he has experienced. Not when he has historically held the upper hand at Lusail, not after enduring penalties, contact, and compromised weekends, and not with Verstappen level with him in the standings and ready to attack with nothing to lose, just as Jos Verstappen remarked. Piastri won't publicly label himself frustrated, nor will he openly reject team orders, but the combination of context, mathematics, history, and opportunity all point toward the same conclusion. Qatar is his strongest remaining circuit, the one venue where probability swings most heavily in his favor. And after months of absorbing setbacks that slowed his championship push, this might be the moment where he decides quietly, but decisively, that compromise is no longer acceptable. With the final sprint weekend ahead, the question becomes straightforward. If another moment arises, whether through strategy, steward interference, or internal dynamics, will Piastri accept it? Or is this the point where he resists a season that has repeatedly demanded he give ground?